Hello everyone, and welcome to the road to 2K22, where we have been looking at the top 10 most requested features, but as of after this video, we will no longer be doing that because we are finally at the most requested feature in the series, which happens to be GM mode, which everyone has talked about to death in every video since it's been removed. And fair enough, because outside of universe and create a story, there really hasn't been anything that has come close to as groundbreaking as GM mode was. You could bring it back exactly how it was in 08 or 07 or 06, and people would be perfectly fine with that. I don't think that that's how they should do it, but I genuinely believe that to be the case. I would have a balance if you're using just those three games as a reference. A lot of people tend to gravitate toward 07 because you didn't have to be super hands-on, but there was still some restrictions to be had. I think the way that the other games function, 08, with having things to do outside of just booking the show, there should definitely be an option for that for people that do like it. And then as well, there should be an option for there not to be any restrictions. Because in 06, you could book anybody to challenge for any belt, except for, obviously, the women's and the cruiserweights having restrictions. So I would have all of those as features that you can turn on or off. I would bring back buying storylines. I would get rid of the rivalries, having to have, the same people like interact in the same way every week. Or not in the same way, but just having them have to be booked in the same segment. You can always do a rivalry in place thing, but then that takes up a segment slot. But really what they should do is integrate things that have been brought to the series since, what with, within universe and story creator. So that way we can actually have cutscenes and things of that nature. And so we'd be able to watch it, which wasn't an option in the actual GM mode. But then it would give us a lot more, freedom. And also, it would be interesting to have the option to watch the cutscene and have it be randomized just for, that chaotic effect. because I feel like most people prefer that. So definitely have that as an option as well. I think the most important thing is bringing in the customization aspect so that you can replicate any era that you want if you so choose. Or even not just like, representing old eras, represent the here and now and be able to create opposing brands that go against WWE as a whole. I think, unfortunately, probably not gonna happen. But they should allow you to integrate as much as possible, at least what with, being able to use custom arenas and just to swap out arenas and championships and things of that nature. So at least to replicate it as best as possible. But that's an important feature. And also, I would definitely use elements of things that have came since, such as, Journey of Wrestling and Total Extreme Wrestling. Make segments matter. Make, who is in the segments matter. Give us goals to achieve. Have there be a lot of, maybe not a whole lot of financial stuff, but definitely more than just there being having to do with the contracts and with the matches. I would say maybe you can unlock the option to like turn financials off, which I'm pretty sure you could do before anyway. So I would say bring back that feature. Thing of it is though, so honestly, you could bring in the roster from like, SmackDown 2, Backstage Assault, and Anarchy Rules. And if you said it was to unlock an Attitude Era themed GM mode, nobody would bat an eye. That would honestly like probably drive them up significantly in sales. And they really should take advantage of the fact that they own so many like old properties. Because aside from just having the assets, what with like, the title belts and the arenas, they don't really use it to great effect. And this would be a huge step forward with that. Even if you just had something as simple as like say you had it set around 2000, 2001, and like WCW and ECW practically only used like one set, then you could use that set for, Nitro, Thunder, and pay-per-views, or Saturday Night. I don't know if they were still doing Saturday Night then. And then ECW for ECW TV, and then pay-per-views. I think that'd be just fine. And it would kind of replicate sort of how it was presented in 08, what with it being tied to the Hall of Fame mode, which was like a really early precursor to Showcase, but it was like the reason why you have to do this is to replicate Vince winning the war in 2001, but then you could actually replicate it in this type of scenario. And I think that would be really neat. And the game has glitched. I think I've said most of my piece, and I'm gonna let it end like that. I'm happy that it ended at all. But, yeah, if anything, this proves there's a lot to be fixed just in general with the game series. But that's my stance when it comes to GM mode. Absolutely bring it back, and with the added features that we've had since the series has progressed, definitely do not make it bare minimum, even though I feel like a lot of people would accept that. You should give it as much customization ability as possible. And also, if you could replicate past eras with it, that would be a really big feature to have. So I think that's the way that they should go with it. But nevertheless, thank you for watching. And moving forward, it's just going to be like some mostly personal opinions about the series and stuff of that nature. So I hope there's an audience for that. And I'll see you then.